I'm with Einar Vågmo, who's the Director of Product Management for Multiscreen at Conax. Welcome, Einar.
Thank you very much.
Now, you've been talking about the appification of TV, so before we go any further, just tell us what you mean by that.
What I mean is that apps was introduced into the market only 7-8 years ago, and it is revolutionizing the TV viewing experience. Some claims that the disruption of the TV has only just begun in this industry. I don't know if that is true, the time will tell, but it is revolutionizing the TV viewing experience for the end user, a lot of new possibilities for the end user, but also quite challenging and confusing for the user with all these different devices, user interfaces, app stores, and so on.
So, is that an opportunity for a pay TV operator or a challenge? I mean, how do they respond to that?
I think the key thing for them is to relate to this somehow. Either you have to do not close your eyes for what's happening in the industry right now. So they have to, I don't know, there's not a there's not a final answer to that yet. But some operators, they're diving into this and they're going all in. And we know that there are operators looking into how they can provide a complete service on the Apple TV, Rokus, and so on. Others are making these skinny bundles. There are other operators trying to make an ecosystem out of their setup box and including third-party apps and so on. And with the rapid development happening in the industry, when internet and TV, those two industries are meeting each other, it's really, really important to relate to this somehow. The final answer, we don't know yet.
Okay, well, you mentioned obviously TV everywhere there, and the sort of the light pay bundles like Sling TV and Now TV. I mean, if we just stick to the content owner or the pay TV operator putting content into their app on another device, what are the main technology challenges there?
There are a lot of challenges here, and a lot of people say that it's not mature enough yet. We haven't got any dominant design on how this shall work across all the different devices. So when it comes to technology, you have to relate to all the different operating systems, some of them are using HTML5, others have the native language, the DRMs, of course, with the fragmentation of DRM, different streaming formats. So your complete ecosystem and your system in the backend need to support all these changes. And in addition, it is happening, I mean, all these systems, they are updated very, very often. So you need to keep on adding new functionality and getting updates when the new operating systems are coming. And
does it get any easier if you try and bring apps onto your set-top box? I mean, what are the main technology challenges there?
Yes, and that can also be quite challenging, but we have some of these new app stores that you can provide a complete app store into the setup box, but it's also challenging because that is a closed environment and keeping up the speed of the more open devices, that is quite a challenge. But and I think, are you going into this? You have a risk of challenging your traditional business model, and that is the key question for these operators, I think.
Well, we've seen plenty of examples of operators who seem to be willing to disrupt themselves.
Yeah. And
maybe that's what you need to do. But I mean, just let's focus on security challenges then, because once you go onto devices, if your content going through your app on somebody else's device, you're going out of control really. You used to have firm control over the client, which was the set-top box. Now it's somebody else's device. I mean, what do you need to do to make sure that's secure?
Yes, so securing this revenue is more important than ever, I think, because it's not a closed environment anymore. It's much more open, and you are on devices where there's a lot of other applications and other third parties available. So the challenges are huge, and you need to relate to a multi-DRM solution, so you can have a DRM solution for all these different devices and support that on your backend. And one of the challenges by having a multi-DRM solution is that you haven't done the implementation of the DRM itself on the device, so you have no idea of how that DRM implementation is actually done. Now this is solved from for example, we in Conax we support that you have support for these different security levels, so we can see what kind of an implementation is this done on this, for example, an Android device. Is it secure enough? Is it secure to provide HD content on this device? And is this according to the requirements from the content studios? So that is also another level of complexity on this challenge.
Okay, and if you want to bring apps onto your set-top box, I mean, does that expose the box to new security, potentially vulnerabilities?
It does, of course, but it's, again, then it's a more closed environment, so you are more in control of the setup box and what kind of apps do you want to provide on that setup box. But we see this is the worlds are meeting each other, like on Android TV, more open and a lot of third-party applications available, and then you have another level of another security challenges on the Android TV. So this is also something that we have been working on, and how we can make a secure media pipeline on Android TV. So you are dividing the internet and the third-party apps from the major TV and the DVB operation.
Yeah, and that's just a proper firewall, really,
yes,
between the two.
Yes, it is a firewall between the two.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I think we've probably got several years for this to play out, so I'm sure we can talk about it another day as well.
Yeah, we can.
Thanks very much for your time.
Thank you.